My phone is getting hot. All right, YouTube. So I don't know if y'all picked up on this. Does Flame Monroe and T.S. Madison have beef? Now, according to Armon Wiggins, according to Tasha K and Flame Monroe are friends, and they talk on the phone. And apparently, Flame told Tasha K that she can't stand T.S. Madison. And this is what Armon said in his video. And now I'm asking the question, is there really beef between Flame Monroe and T.S. Madison? Here's the thing. I don't like this. I don't think that there's beef between these two. Do I think that they fuck with each other? Not really. No, I don't think so. But because they're both trans, I think they both respect each other, but they keep their distances. And that's probably as far as it's going to go. Will they ever give the public the satisfaction to tear in between two trans? I don't think T.S. Madison would allow it to get that far because, number one, T.S. Madison will never give attention to anyone that's underneath her. Hello? T.S. Madison will never give attention to anyone that she feels is not on her level. Which she would not give the attention to Flame. And Flame, who's a respectable character, I think Flame is cool. Is Flame funny? Not to me. But for whatever she stands for, the they, them, whatever, that's cool for whatever it's for. But outside of that, you know, she's cool to me. She's just cool. And Flame being an older woman, and yes, I'm going to say older woman because, yes, Armon brought up the fact that Flame Monroe is supposedly younger than T.S. Madison and Craig Girl. On Google, it says that Flame Monroe is 47 years old. And I know Google could go to hell because Flame looks older than that. I'm not going to say how old, but she looks older than T.S. Madison and Craig. So with that being said, that's an old queen. And like they said back in the day, you don't ask a woman their age or their weight. And I'm going to leave that at that. That's an old queen. They follow a different set of rules, or whatever the case is. And also, Flame Monroe has adult children. So that would also suggest that she is older. Her kids are adults. I think it's 3 of them. And so, whether she's lying about her age or not, why does it matter? Okay? That's something that Armon brought up, talked about her wigs. Again, she comes from a different time. That's not a 40-nothing-year-old. Any 40-something-year-old today is not dressing like Flame Monroe. That is an old lady. So, you know, I don't care what Google is saying, and this is no shade to Flame. That's not a 47-year-old person. That's not a 47-year-old person. Do you understand? That is not a 47-year-old person. Okay? So Armon was bringing the fact that Flame Monroe, you know, looks older than the age, and Flame Monroe is a token for the token, you know, for the trans to get the support and love from the straights and the, you know, the Breakfast Club people and the Republicans, all types of stuff. And I'm just thinking, well, where the hell is this coming from? And then I thought about it. Armon Wiggins, you know, is now cool with T.S. Madison, but it wasn't always like that. In fact, years ago, they were, yeah. But they're cool now. So I'm guessing that he thinks that he has to windmill for T.S. Madison on her behalf. But I'm just saying, unless T.S. Madison says with her mouth, I don't like Flame Monroe and I have beef with her, I think that he should stay out of it because that's a trans-on-trans situation. And I think the gays should stay out of that too. I think the gays should stay out of that. Don't sow no division amongst that community. Don't do that, you know. So I mess with Armon, but I just wasn't feeling that. And so I feel like, oh, I get it, because, you know, you're friends with T.S. Madison now, y'all cool, but why throw Flame under the bus? And then you sit here and you say, Tasha K said? When do we believe what Tasha K says? He says it himself. She's a liar. So if she could lie about other things, why would she not lie about the whole thing with Flame Monroe saying that she doesn't like T.S. Madison? This is the part where I'm just like, come on, Armon. I thought you were better than this. because I like him a lot. He's one of my top. And I'm just thinking, this is very corny of you. Why would you do this? You know? And I said he has come for Flame a few times. Now that last time I was just like, yo, why? So this leads me to believe that there's discussions that we are not hearing. Because I just felt like this was so unhinged of him. Because my thing is, if Flame Monroe wants to identify as a trans but be a different type of trans, that's their business to do so. And the T.S. Madison is the traditional trans that like men. That's her business to do so as well. So I just feel like, why does it matter what type of trans a trans is? Just know that that's a trans and it's an identity, not a sexuality. And so when Armon kept saying, oh, she's a token for the community, she's doing all this just to get praised because she was on the Breakfast Club. Anybody with a conscience knows that the Breakfast Club is not a flex like it was years ago. So I don't think that's where Flame is coming from. I just think that Flame talks about their story because that's their story. Just like T.S. Madison talks about her story, that's her story. And why do you hate Flame so much? Even down to the wigs. Yes, Flame be wearing these tacky ass auntie Party City wigs, but that's her business to do so. Again, she's not 40 anything. That is a 60-something-year-old man, woman, whatever, they, him, they, woohoo. And so you could tell by how Flame Monroe dresses that person is not 40 anything. So again, Flame Monroe kind of low-key tells on herself. She's kind of corny, but it's funny. That's her thing. She's not like the person that wants to fight anybody. You know, at least that's not how she comes off as publicly. So when I'm hearing, Armon Wiggins go on and on about Flame, I'm just like, someone's having conversations. Because we don't even need to know this. Like, where's this even coming from? Anyways, y'all tell me what y'all think.